Hey everyone. Making this video, you'll probably get this about the same time that you get an email from me. Um, if you haven't seen the email and you're seeing this first, just an FYI, my COVID positive test that I took was a false positive. It's great. I went and did the PCR stuff at ISU and that came back negative. So that supersedes that. Don't have COVID. Hooray. Making this video to talk about your prepared dictation for next week, because that's what we would have done in class today. This is Tuesday, the 22nd. We're not having class today, even though I'm recording this before class and I don't have COVID because I couldn't get my kid somewhere in time. So we're just going to go with the same plan. And to that end, also, again, I'll say this in email just in case you're seeing this before that, but Thursday, the 24th, we'll just go ahead and do your PSS online. We'll do it on Flipgrid. If you really don't want to do that, I obviously will be around. This is just to make it simpler so we don't have to get people confused about where they're going. But if you really would rather do it face to face, that's totally fine. Just let me know. Just send me an email. You can come to my office and we can do your PSS if you'd rather not use Flipgrid. I just want to simplify your life and not keep like changing plans back and forth. So anyways, that'll all be in an email. The purpose of this is really just to talk about your stuff we would have done in class today, right? Which would have been practicing for your PSS. So if you do have questions about what's on Thursday, obviously let me know. Or any questions about contextual listening, I've been answering emails about those too. And then to talk about your prepared dictation that's next week, right? If you remember looking at the syllabus, I don't have my iPad plugged in at home, so I can't pull it up. But if you remember looking at it, we kind of collapsed prepared dictation 3 and 4 right into one. We kind of canceled one, and then 4 became 3. Anyways, this is the one that's next Tuesday, so it's a week from today on the 29th. And what it's going to be is a prepared dictation that is based on your PSS 4. Okay. So this is something we've done in the past. And actually, I really like this as a concept. Let me share here and I'll explain. Um, I really like this as a concept because it's folding in the singing preparation that you're doing for Thursday into dictation preparation. So what that means, this is on ReggieNet here. So this is the 10 o'clock. It's also on the 9 o'clock section under resources. There's this thing that says PSS4 mags, which is my prepared sight singing. Remember I said in class that if you talk to someone in Zara's class, they'll have a slightly different PSS than what you guys have. Anyways, this is it. It's just a scan of the textbook with the ones that we're going to be doing in class, right, included. So what this prepared dictation is that we will choose little fragments of these melodies to have you dictate. Okay, so it might be, I don't know, I'm not I'm not trying to be coy. It might be the opening of number 15.1. I guess it could be. And say we would ask you to do this right here, the first 4 bars. And I would play that for you and you have to write it down. The purpose of this, right, is to have you do dictation, but it's to test not only how much time you spent preparing for the singing, but also that sort of circular logic process, right? That you're thinking about how it looks, and then you're singing it, right, and using the solfege to make those pitches and rhythms and everything come out correctly. If you can sing it, you should, and this is again the point of the class in a sort of fundamental sense, if you can sing it, you should be able to close your eyes and see it. And if you can see it in your eyes or written down, you should be able to sing it, right? So this is kind of assessing that loop, if you want to think of it like that. I really like this as a tool. I've talked to a number of you about this, that if you have something you're struggling with, like say, 15.4 or something, right? If the second system here is tricky, which it may be, we talked in class about how this is probably the hardest spot in any of them, in any of this melody, the Zartlik. because it has this variance, right? You have the fi, so, re, fa, mi, that just like little thing there, right? It's hard to get the syllables out maybe, and that's kind of tricky. I also did say that this like is actually kind of counterintuitively easier because this sounds like a piece from 1785. It just sounds like music, so it's logical and it sort of feels right. And that's, you know, there's a whole other kind of subjective psychological thing going on there. But regardless, what I've talked to a number of you about, right, as you've come in and you have questions, you're struggling with like something, some sort of solfege thing, or you're struggling with dictation. I've suggested, okay, well, you know, if you're practicing singing and you're going through and you can't possibly like figure this one out, right? So mi, fa, mi, re, mi, re, do, D, re. So this is like really tricky, right? Um, it's tricky like in a solfege way, but I think these are actually really easy to sing. It's just like a chromatic scale. Like it's pretty easy, like pitch wise, but the solfege is the new thing, right? So anyways, say you're struggling with that. That a way to practice that and to get better at it is to try to write it down, right? Because when you try to write something down, the parts that you're not going to be able to remember are the parts that you're having problems with. Like that, it's going to highlight the basic musicianship flaws, the little cracks, right, in the foundation. So this is merely like an objectification of that process, right? I want you to do it, right? And we're gonna ask you to do it for a grade, but hopefully it's highlighting, you know, a really nice tool, like a skill to practice, not just for this class, but just for anything. I think this is really valuable for your individual lessons. You know, if there's maybe you're practicing for concerto aria or something, and you're trying to memorize a section and it's really hard and whatever, you can obviously practice muscle memory on your instrument, or you know, practice writing down the text or something if you're trying to memorize text as a singer. This also helps, right? Try writing it out, like literally transcribe the music without looking at it. And what you can't remember here as you're writing is what you need to practice. It's just going to tell you where the hard parts are. And I think in another way, in a deeper way, it'll make the music make sense in this sort of, you know, out of context academic, you know, sort of way. It's engaging a different part of your mind. So that's the prepared dictation for next Tuesday. We'll pick little excerpts of a couple of these. None of it should be a surprise, right? You're spending time preparing these for your actual like singing, right? So these are all melodies that you're learning and you're working through. Again, if there are any questions about that, please let me know about what the syllables are, how to practice them, or whatever, right? This was a weird week, right? It's been just weird, and thank you for kind of rolling with this. It's just the way the world is right now. But please don't think that my not being present means I'm not here to help you. Like this one on 1513, we didn't sing through this in class, right? It's a little weird because it's in C minor, but you have E naturals, right? You have mi. It's a 5 of 4 with this sort of secondary function here. And then you have fees again, and you have laws. But you know, it's all stuff we've talked about, like in a concept. But if you're having problems hearing it or just kind of working through the pitch material, just shoot me an email, right? I'm happy to jump on Zoom. Like I said, I'll be on campus tomorrow, most of the day. So if you want to meet, just let me know. Can meet you in my office and we can chat. Okay, so that's next week, right? This Thursday, again, I'll send this in the email, but this Thursday, we'll go ahead with the Flipgrid PSS4 thing. So you'll just be able to submit it like that. Ditto, like turning your stuff into my mailbox, like I said in the email. Just turning in 20.4, and I'll have Zach, or actually on Thursday I can pick them up, but Zach can also grab them. Yeah, and that's it. Just please let me know if you have questions. I'm around. And like I said, I'll probably actually be on campus this afternoon is the plan. Hopefully my in-laws will be able to watch Felix then, so we'll be back kind of transitioning back into life. But just let me know. Happy to answer questions, happy to help however I can. Okay, cool. See you later.